Hey friends, Mike and Jess here.
And we just finished our second podcast episode of the Strangers Like Me series, and I am so excited about it. We got to meet, talk to, dissect the brain of Qofy from QofyReacts. That was such an awesome experience.
Yes, it was. I'm super glad to have him on as our second guest. He was more fun than I even imagined. It was super awesome. He had a lot of insightful things to let us know about his time here on YouTube, just who he is and what he's about in general.
Yeah, and then we talked about building a community. I won't spoil it for you. I hope you guys get into it, but just the beauty of it, and we can't wait for you to see. Yeah,
he's a master at community building at this point, whether he likes to admit it or not.
Yeah.
It's something that's very important to him as a content creator, and he's really hitting that mark, you know. And this was just a really fun, awesome episode. It's 2 hours, so if you make it to the end, you are a freaking legend.
Rock star.
If you don't make it to the end, we're no longer friends, okay? I'm just kidding. Just put it on in the background. That's what these things are. We're working on getting it up on audio platforms as well. So it's right here on YouTube. If you put it on in the background, so you don't have to look at my ugly mug the entire 2 hours. I get it. I won't be offended.
But yeah, listen, and we hope you enjoy.
Yes, enjoy the podcast, friends.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. Well, happy belated birthday. Did you have a good day?
I did. It was a quiet day, but I worked. So,
and you ignored me in your chat, dude. I'm never gonna let that go.
Oh yeah. Apparently, I ignored you in my chat.
You thanked like 50 people.
I had to console him all night, Qofy.
Not me,
I don't
though.
know.
Not me.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. I meant to do that. So yeah.
I think
I planned
the instigating I've done between you and Lyle has created some type of beef between us. Oh man.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, that one.
You started it. I just joined in on it. I saw you giving him a hard time about beating 200K. I was like, okay, I can get in on this.
I can get in on this.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome to see him get there though. It's pretty fun because I started watching him first, and then I watched Brad for a bit, and then I watched Dennis. This is before I started, doing the reaction videos. So I thought it was a crime that he hadn't hit 100K yet, because he was doing this for such a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was pretty excited at the same time. So, but my excitement was translated into me just giving him a hard time.
Listen, I haven't grown that close to Lyle, but if as we get closer, I'm gonna give him a harder time. I'm gonna be like, it's because you play so many video games, man. I know from experience. You gotta drop the video games for a bit until.
Yeah, you got to be disciplined. Video games are losers and stuff. You say stuff like that. You say stuff like that.
Exactly. I'm going to start very soon. Hitting them up.
I'm giving you ammunition. I'm giving you ammunition to.
I know I'm only uncomfortable with this conversation because girls could never do this to each other. Guys have this way of busting each other's balls all day and saying things that.
You work in the restaurant industry. You should be used to it.
You do, but girls could never do this. They could do it for like 5 seconds, and then there'd be freaking crying.
I think there's a limit. There's a threshold. There's a threshold you can't cross.
There'd be tears and therapy sessions immediately. So
like it will be a trauma. They would have to like revisit it with your therapist and everything. Like it would be a whole.
We couldn't get away with it.
Oh, dude.
Because girls are like, oh, I can handle it. I can do it. That's fine. And then like 5 seconds later, they regret their decision.
Hey, some men are like that too.
Yeah.
Okay, they can't take it. They
to
start
be honest,
to,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. To be honest, yeah. That is true. I have met some guys that surprisingly would take things too far. Then it's like, wait.
I thought we were joking around.
Yeah, we're just joking.
What?
We're just joking.
You haven't reported me to the boss? Are you kidding me?
I think that's worse. I
think that's
worse.
Horrible.
I would prefer doing that with a girl, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's just worse. Oh my god. Anyway,
dude, thank you.
How have you guys been?
Yeah, we're doing good. The reason we can't do this live is because of our daughter. If something does happen, we'll have to like stop for a minute
and go.
And that way, doing it recorded right now, I can cut that part out.
Understandable. Yeah, and you're gonna cut some of the things I say and some of the things I don't say. You're gonna cut it out.
Yeah,
and then make me look like an evil person. That's fine.
I'm just gonna dub over it.
I'm used to it.
Before we start, we're going to get you to say some keywords really quick, and we're going to record them. And
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, we're going to record them and
so
apply to our AI.
Together.
Yeah, exactly. ChatGPT uses voice to do this.
Have you messed around with it any since I mentioned it in the fam chat?
I have. Well, the thing is, I have it in my line of work, but I haven't used it. I haven't used it in the application of YouTube. It really because I just haven't had time, really.
Yeah.
To sit down.
How do you use it for work?
There is a lot of automation that we do in. I do IT. I'm an IT engineer. Okay. So there are certain situations that require solutions that not a lot of people know. So we put that situation into ChatGPT for some codes or for some commands to run or something like that. And then that skips really cool. It just skips the whole work.
Yeah.
Of just being an engineer. Of just being an engineer. It's like, okay, someone else do it. And then ChatGPT does it for you. All right, cool.
It is crazy what it can do. I've been working on this website for a couple months now, and I don't know anything about making a website. And it's crazy. My 13-year-old son, me and him just got on there messing with ChatGPT and got a website up and running, kind of how I was looking for it to run.
Well, I hope your son becomes like an expert on ChatGPT, because that means that you become millionaires then. Because that's the new wave. That's anyone that understands ChatGPT is gonna be. I think in the next 3-4 years, I think it's just going to take over so much. It's going to be scary for a lot of people. Like programmers, and luckily I am in the technical field, so it doesn't really affect me that much. But for programmers, software developers, like it's really scary for them, because it's like you can literally tap something in and it's like
it takes it for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary, but it's pretty good.
I can see that. I mean, with a lot of jobs though, over the last 50 years, a new kind of technology is developed, and you have to like you have to kind of like roll with it. You have to learn how to introduce it into your field. I feel like even for software developers, if you learn how to use ChatGPT, it just makes you an even better software developer. I mean, I can't replace a software developer right now. Even with ChatGPT, I feel like I can do my best, but they know so many ins and outs to where when you pair that with them, with their skills that they already have, I feel like you could take one software engineer and replace like 20-30 people, and now you're doing the job of like 20-30 people.
That's what's scary about it, is being a software engineer isn't the bad thing. It's the fact that one person can do 5 people's jobs. So it's gonna be like you in a job setting where maybe 3 developers are needed, you only need like 1 developer who will probably just press a button and go. Kind of, and then it's only needed if it goes wrong, like that,
to troubleshoot. But
exactly, so it's good, but it's like a huge negative of it.
I mean, it's just like bricklaying, that you used to have a job bricklaying, and then they developed all these tools that it's like, hey, we only need 1 of you now, actually, because this thing makes the bricks. And so it's
that's the thing. That's as uncomfortable as it is. It's a truth that people are gonna have to just embrace and find which corner you'll survive in, because that's what you just like. All right, cool. I think I can survive here. Doing this. Okay, cool. And
hopefully Skynet doesn't take over. That's all.
I mean, that's already happening. That's already happening, kind of.
Yeah, don't bring that up anymore. They're gonna shut down this whole entire thing.
They are. We're just gonna go out the camera.
You guys remember when was it 2020 when I'm not sure if you guys have iPhones or iOS devices, where you don't. All right, cool. So I'm better than you. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Say
you take it that way.
I'm kidding. Oh my god.
You probably don't even have the newest model.
Okay, touche. I don't. I don't. But it got to a time. I'm not sure if it was strictly on iOS devices, but it got to a time, I think in 2020, where Apple added this feature where it would tell you that your sound is too loud if you're listening to music, and it would just lower the sound. Like, it wouldn't even tell you, it would just lower it. It would just lower your sound. you're listening, the audio you're listening to is too loud, and it just lowers it. It will bring it to like half the volume, and you're like, just all of a sudden, everyone's iPhone was doing that. Everyone's iPhone was just like, it's too loud. You're listening to it. Like, wait, leave me alone. Like, what the hell?
Let me live my life. That's crazy.
This happened.
That would drive me insane.
I know. I think it lingered about for like a month or two, and then people were like, I think everyone was, angry at that.
Yeah, and I'm sure the backlash was crazy.
They kept the feature, but they removed the control bit side of it where it had the ability to lower your volume. So they still have it. It will still tell you that your audio is too loud. It will still tell you, but it would just let you make that decision.
Yeah.
But just think about how scary that is. They just lowered your volume without your consent. So if they can do that, and that's the one that they were willing to push to the public.
Yeah.
So
who knows what they're doing behind the scenes.
We don't know what they have. We don't know what they have in the back.
Like, actually, this website right here, it's not good for you to look at this website.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and redirect you to another website that's better for you.
Oh my gosh.
Really? Why?
No, I'm saying like that's a feature that would be even scarier.
Yeah,
like the next one up from that.
Exactly. I mean, because think about it, all of these things, I mean, like we're getting into conspiracy realm right now. So
yeah,
the first 5 minutes of the show, like we just like conspiracy theory.
This is getting like, deep already.
This is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan moment. We're just talking about stuff we don't know anything about. We tend to be experts of it.
Yeah.
Listen, this could be like a little intro that we have at the beginning. I did hit record, but I honestly wasn't sure, about including this bit, and I was going to let you introduce yourself, but then I could just take the intro, throw it at the beginning, and then we'll just go into it.
See, things with me doesn't always go as planned. Like, so,
That's why I invited you on.
My live stream, that's why my live streams usually last like 5-6 hours, because it derails for like an hour, and then we try to bring it back. We're trying to bring it back, and it doesn't. It just fine in a different corner.
That's the beauty of podcasts. I think this is going to be exciting. We want that to happen because we have like a baseline of questions, but we want it to go off and veer to the right or the left. Like
is that what the people in suits paid you to ask me?
Yes.
So that they can get me. All right. Okay. Cool.
Exactly. They said they've been reaching out to you for years, and they've not gotten a response. So.
Yeah.
I said, did you contact Huey? Because I'm pretty sure you need to get in contact with that guy now to talk to Qofy.
I think give me about maybe 2 or 3 weeks, then we're gonna get to that level. Don't talk to me, talk to Huey.
So I have to tell you something. It's actually been Jess this whole time in the fam chat. It's been her the whole time.
Has it?
No, I'm just kidding.
No way. No way. I would be really surprised as to how she'd be able to hold conversations with the nut jobs in there.
Yeah, dude. I do let her in on some of the conversations that crack me up sometimes.
I do. They're funny. You guys are hilarious together. I think it's so funny.
No, man. It's the best thing. It's the best thing ever. The person that started it was Jacob, and then added everyone else to it, and we became the group. So it was really, really good for us mentally.
I didn't even know, but I had watched one of Jacob's videos on copyright way before I met you guys. He was the first person that I didn't even realize. I'm sitting there like looking at one of the fam chats or something, or maybe it was one of his interviews with Morissette, and I'm like, wait, I freaking know this guy. I've watched his video before. I went and scrolled through, and I was like, oh, this is the guy that I watched like a month into reactions for like advice on copyright. And then another guy from our community mentioned Patrol Nation, Lyle. And so I looked him up. But yeah, it wasn't until I reached out to King Fam, Dennis, for advice that day that I met you guys. He name dropped all of y'all and said you guys were all good people to reach out to. And then you were like, hey, I'll add you to this. I'll see if everybody wants to add you to this fam chat. And I was like, wait, what? Really?
Yeah, why not?
I appreciate it, man. It's been a game changer ever since.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel so lonely.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
I've definitely appreciated it because I feel like his mindset is he needed other like-minded people, and I'm not saying that I'm not on that level. It's just I didn't have this idea to do all this stuff. I didn't have the mindset that he does, so I feel like he needed other people that were already in the game to kind of bounce ideas off of, or when he was struggling with something to be like, hey, I'm struggling with this. What have y'all done to deal with this in the past? I just feel like it's really good for him to have that. I'm thankful for you guys for sure.
It is pretty good. It can be very lonely, and that's the thing is the beauty of it is we've all been to the first 5 subscribers, 10, 100 subscribers, and then you post a video and it doesn't do anything, and then sometimes it can go to 1 hour and it gets 0 views, and you're like, what is that even possible? We've all been through that journey. So whenever someone asks me a question who is a fellow creator, I watch their stuff and it's like, okay, cool, this guy seems like a good person, or these people seems like a cool group. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's add them to them, because it clears out a lot of the things, because there are so many things that you go through, you think you're the only one going through it, and then you come to the forum and you realize we're all complaining about the same thing. And okay, cool, so it kind of reduces the craziness of it. Like, okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
It can take away a little bit of the anxiety, like especially when you feel like you're alone and then you see somebody literally saying the same thing that's going through your head. It's like, I'm not alone. That's awesome.
Definitely. Well, dude, do you want to do like an official introduction? Let people know who you are, what you're about.
Sure. Hello everyone. My name is Qofy from QofyReacts. I love music. I love music, and I started this channel wanting to reach out to a vast amount of community out there that happen to like the same stuff that I like, and then I realized that people like other stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I need to like their stuff too, and then I realized that I like that stuff too. So then it became this huge thing where QofyReacts, and certainly didn't expect it to take off like this, because I started during lockdown out of mostly boredom, but out of a friend also telling me, encouraging me to pick up the camera and the light and do this, and then here we are. So yeah, that's QofyReacts.
Well, that was actually our first question, was what got you interested in doing this? What inspired QofyReacts? So it was just lockdown, boredom, a friend pushing you to do it.
Yep. And well, basically I do love music, and I would listen to a song and I would recommend it to a friend, and then I would listen to it with him, I'll play with him, and then he'll be excited, but then I will be like really excited, and he's like, dude, and then I will make them laugh just watching me listen to it. Like I would make them laugh, and they just loved it. It's like, so one dude recommended this Bollywood track from a movie, and he was like, dude, it would be so fun to see your reaction, but he wasn't here, so I picked up the camera, recorded it, sent it to him, and he's like, dude, this is so funny. And I was like, okay, let me just put it on YouTube, let's see what and then it didn't do well immediately. It just I just decided to do the channel since I although I had watched a few of the reaction guys, I kind of decided to do my own thing. I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have a blueprint of how to do this, how to even copyright. Like I didn't know any of that stuff. I just started doing it, and
So music reaction, that was your first post on your channel ever? You weren't doing anything before that, dabbling in content creation or live streaming?
No.
That's cool.
That was the first. I had never live streamed before. I've recorded a few bits here and there, because I used to sing, do music stuff here in the multi-track songs where you see my face like 6 times, and I used to do a little bit of that. But didn't really like post them on YouTube, or like I do have them on my Facebook, but it's like private. Gotcha. And people, it reached out to a lot of people, so I am used to being in the public scene, basically but didn't really dawn to me that, oh, maybe post this on YouTube. Like it wasn't there yet. Like it wasn't until I actually started doing YouTube. So yeah,
I'm glad you got into it, man. I watch reactions now more than I used to. I really was never really into this. More you guys, like if you guys, once we've reacted to something, I'll go and check out y'all's video and be like, oh, what did they think
to see
of
if
this?
you, yeah, exactly. Just to see if yours was better than.
You're speaking for yourself there, buddy.
Why did he get more views than I did?
You're speaking for yourself.
Just straight up hating. Straight up hating on
I've disliked so many of your videos, to be
honest. Oh my gosh.
Disliking it, like, why?
I'm steering us away from the haterade, okay? And now that you were talking a little bit about your first experiences, and that way we know already that music reactions is where you started, like what are your like first few experiences of making reaction videos? Like what were like some of the challenges you faced? We spoke on that a little bit, but like how did you overcome them?
Did you get deterred when they weren't doing well at first? Did you kind of have a like, maybe I need to rethink this? Or was it just, you know, did you have any rough goings at first?
I certainly did, but not in the way of thinking, having to rethink it, basically, because I didn't plan, and I'm still thinking of it to make it in a way where I will do this full time. It's still a question mark in my head.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that I started off from a business point of view. So there wasn't a moment for me to kind of like, is this really for me? Although it got really discouraging when I was posting about 10, 15 videos and none of them cracked, like, let's say 100 views.
Yeah.
Like none of them cracked 100 views. So it got to, I think, a month in, because I started in April. So it got to May, and then I posted a home free video. So the home free video got me my first 100 views. Okay. That was just when I was about to stop. I was just about to stop. Because I was like, okay, in fact, I did a reaction, I think, a few weeks prior to that. So I did a reaction and I never posted it. So I posted other stuff that I thought would work. Right.
Yeah.
Mind you, I wasn't watching anyone. I wasn't looking into what was working, what this reactor was doing. I was solely just going in blind and figuring out on my own. Maybe I should have watched other people. Maybe I should have. Maybe if I did that, it would have been a faster growth. But I decided to, weed my own way into it. And once I posted the video, home free video, got my first 100 views, and that's what the voice told me. It was like, this is it. And then I got like some recommendations. Check this out. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess I have, a couple of tasks to do, because people are recommending these things for me. Yeah. And that was when I knew, okay, maybe I need to dig a little bit more into the 100 views. And then the next video got 100 views and 100, and then the previous video got 500 views, and then I got my first 1,000 views, and I was really excited about that.
Yeah.
So I did the same thing. You don't talk to me, you talk to Huey, and then Huey talks to me. As my first 1,000 views, like, yeah, I'm living on cloud 9.
I'm the man.
Take those sunglasses off right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We started live streaming gaming way back in 2015.
Yeah,
late 2015, and I've tried like different things. I've edited, I've had a green screen since like 2016. I did a video to where I was debating myself over what game should have won Game of the Year that year, and so I recorded.
That's actually pretty good.
I recorded this guy in this outfit, then I changed clothes, then I recorded this guy, and then I recorded myself just like shaking my head and nodding my head. That is a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
And man, it was so discouraging because those videos did so poorly, and like you need like little small hits of dopamine to keep going with this.
You do.
And you get so discouraged so easily. And so we've had so many breaks to where I stopped, and I'm just stopped believing in myself. And over the years, my friend from Liverpool was the one who, like, he's really into music. I never knew what Eurovision was. I think that's it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. It's like this big singing competition you guys have. And I'm like, what? So he's super into music, and he tried to get us convinced into doing that. And I don't know what it was. I was just so against it at first. Yeah. And the first video that we did was just, luckily, because of the content over the years, we have already invested in all the equipment that we needed to get this thing going.
Yeah.
And make it look, semi-professional. So I guess we had like a leg up there, because it was such a stress. I've invested thousands of dollars.
Before you started?
Before we started doing music reactions, we already had all of this equipment.
Because we had like dabbled in live streaming. Like he's been live streaming, especially gaming and stuff like that for a while. We tried, me and him, for a little while. We kept like doing it was like the ups and downs. So
we had like a really cool setup too. It's like her camera, my camera, her gameplay, my gameplay.
Yeah.
Very professional. Wow.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun times doing it. And I don't.
So what happened to that setup then?
We still have it. I mean, we still have the ability to do it. It's just with a newborn daughter, it's just so hard to live stream now.
It is, because we gotta stop and make sure that we can go get her and then come back. That's why recording is a little bit easier.
I'm such a perfectionist, and I'm like, if I'm watching a stream and the momentum's going, everything's going, and then this person has to take a 30-minute break, like, I'm out of here. Yeah. Okay. Like, I like you and all, but you got to keep me entertained to keep me around. So it's like, I just feel so self-conscious that, like, the only content we could really do at this point, live stream wise, is like almost like Big Brother type stuff. We have to let you all the way in. We have to have a camera set up out there so you can, okay, we're taking a break from this game now. We're taking a break from doing this. We're going to stop and feed the baby and be with her. And I'd just rather have that time separate. We want to keep things a bit separated. And
private.
As she gets older,
have our privacy.
As she gets older, we'll probably get back into the live streaming because I do enjoy it. I like that live, interaction. There's
Definitely,
nothing like
because the internet is a crazy place, man, and you can't allow people to see too much of your family and everything, man. It gets crazy. People get weird.
We had trouble with that. One of the games, the last times that we were streaming, we actually were looking up some stuff on SB19 the other day, and Stell, one of his favorite games is Realm Royale. And dude, we used to stream that game so much.
We did.
And we got death threats. And I had to reach out to the police. And
for real? Wait, what?
Yeah, I had to reach out to the police just for advice, like, what do we do in this situation? They said unless somebody gives you a time of day and the method they're going to do it, there's really nothing they can do. And I'm like, really? I'm like, really? That's ridiculous. But he said you need to be careful. You've got a family kind of thing. You're pretty wholesome, but you're making content around this video game to where you probably killed somebody in the game. They got really upset about it. And he's like, so you just need to be more cognizant of what you're putting out there, because that's going to invite people like that over and over and over again, especially when they see you have a very wholesome family. They're going to attack that. And I'm just like, yeah, you're right. We stopped playing that game, stopped streaming it, just turned away from that entire community altogether.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
It was scary. Especially knowing that it has to be so specific to get any help with something like that.
Yeah. Because then by that time, I just feel like it's a little too close for.
It's too late now. We're dead. Okay. What the heck? You should have showed up earlier.
I'm gonna come over to your house through the back door. I'll be wearing a green shirt.
I was like,
a green shirt with music notes on it. Where are you getting that right now?
With an orange mark over here. All right. With a do-rag on.
And it's gonna be with a hammer. Okay? I'll have a hammer with me.
And I will hit you on the temple just 5 times.
Okay, it's funny,
just
but it's not
too
funny,
real.
okay?
God, I'm scared. I'm just kidding.
That's just.
Oh man.
Yeah. Authorities can be ridiculous sometimes. That is crazy though that they said that, because I'm thinking if someone was seeing a robbery being taking place, and unless you tell me the specifics, we can't help you.
Yeah, we can't help you. Oh, God.
Wait, it's a bunch of kids, with a gun.
Even though they literally were like, we can't really help you unless there's something specific. I think it was really eye-opening for us, especially me. I'm very a happy-go-lucky kind of person, and I don't think about the big picture. And he's like the realist, like, hey, you probably shouldn't trust that person. Or he's like the one that's like, you probably shouldn't have said that to that person right there. And I'm just like, la la la, skipping down the street.
Why did you tell him our street address on the live stream?
It's a good combination. It's a good combination. Is that kind of like la 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 la, and the other one that's just watching everything.
Yeah, oh I'm in a hot air balloon floating to the top, and he's grabbing me by a string, just pulling me right back down. I'm like, hold on a second, wait a second.
That's brilliant.
Dude, it was a stressful time, but it got us here. You know? I was very thankful after we did release the first couple music reactions. We had all these big plans. And
when did you start that actually?
August or late July last year. Yeah, so it's almost been a year. We're at our 11 month mark.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. That's a hell of a growth.
I do think it's all of our experience with the live streaming, and we did the gaming together, and we're just very used to bouncing off of each other.
Yeah, I feel like we do have that going on for sure.
Yeah,
but
and we already had all the equipment that we needed, so it wasn't. We just came out of the gate.
YouTube is very favorable for family oriented content as well.
Yeah,
not particularly family oriented, but mostly content with multiple people that has that's brewing some form of chemistry in front of the screen. YouTube is very favorable to that. It's much more difficult for one person to grow than for a group of people to it's.
I saw it with even streaming on Twitch. That's where we did all of our content for the most part, and it's like I streamed for a long time by myself. She would get off work and come on with me, kind of just sit next to me while I'm playing a game.
Yeah,
that's what it started as. And then she hurt her ankle, started playing games on my old PC. And I'm like, man, we could do this together. Like, we could just have 2 cameras, 2 gameplays. And people, man, it was a lot more receptive. People were a lot more receptive to it whenever she came on.
That.
Yeah.
So I blame her for all the success. It's really...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
She gets all the credit.
It's her fault. It's her fault. I know.
But that makes me feel bad though, because I feel like he's the one who puts in all the hard work. Like, you asked me to edit a video, I'm gonna be sitting in this room for about 12 hours and not done anything.
Listen, I don't care that much.
We all put effort in. Who cares?
Yeah.
I do feel a bit bad because I have the privilege of having her, and she's willing to come on with me and do stuff like this, because I have so many male friends that have worked so hard for years to try to make it in different areas of content creation, and it's a struggle. It's a struggle. It is a lot easier for a pretty woman to go on and be successful and basically whatever online right now, playing a video game, whatever you're doing, it's very easy to... I mean, it's still a struggle, don't get me wrong. You still have to work hard and everything like that. It's just it seems to be a lot easier to draw people in.
Yep. Yeah, people like pretty faces.
Yeah,
people like pretty faces, and
that's why all 3 of us are good.
Exactly.
That's why this podcast is gonna do amazing.
Just kidding. This is going very well.
But if you do have a girlfriend next time, that would be great if you could bring her on as well.
Oh my God, no! It would confuse the crowd, because it would be like, who is this now? it would be confusing.
Are they protective of you? They're like, hold on, she has to meet the community before she can be
You're
approved.
right.
Okay.
You're right. They're gonna have to go through.
It would be the reverse. They would be protective of me, of her. Who is this person? Who is this person? They would be interrogating her, asking her questions. Who are you? When did you get here?
What's your 5-year plan with him?
Exactly. Like, they would be protective of me. The community is very, very protective of me, man.
So
You can't.
I wanted to get to that, man, because me and you spoke behind the scenes, and you've let me know that, like, building a community is very important to you. Like, that's the most important thing, it sounds like, to you. So, like, when did you realize that was the most important thing, and like, why is it so important to you to build a community in all of this?
I was in a very dark place when I started doing the reaction videos. I got to a point where I didn't even like to listen to music. Like, for someone like myself and the background that I have, music is literally what I eat. My bed and breakfast is all that I know, So for someone like me to not want to listen to music ever again, that I was in a very, very dark place. So I got to a point where I wanted to rebuild myself, to rebrand myself, to kind of renew who I am. And I picked up music because I always found identity with music. So I picked up again, and obviously my friend recommended it to me and just encouraging me to do it. And even listening to my voice, hearing my own voice, watching myself talk, that was very cringy to me. The name QofyReacts was cringy to me.
Oh, come on, that's great.
My slogan, shout out to the Qofy gang, was cringy to me. Like, everything about it was just cringe. It was just cringe. I was very uncomfortable, but that was therapeutic for me, because I needed that. And the community focus is more of a chosen family for myself, to really help me heal so many holes that I'm missing in my life. So, and they did exactly that. Like ChatGPT, I ordered it and it just did that. It's like, yep, community just sorted it out. And it's still very much so a very important part of my content creation. Like, a lot of the time when I create content, I do reactions. Is it what's she crying for?
I'm usually the emotional one.
You said the filling the holes, and I just think that's so beautiful. Just the way that you describe that. Because we all are doing this for that reason, to connect with people and to... Golly, what is wrong with me? I'm cutting an onion. That's what it is. I'm not crying.
I'm sorry. It wasn't my fault.
Oh, congratulations. It usually takes like very specific things to make Jess tear up.
I was specific enough.
You hit it right on the mark.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry.
You didn't do anything. I think it's more happy tears, because I feel like going from like what you were saying, I don't mean to take away from you, but you're in a dark place, and what community means to you is connecting that and to fill those holes. So not only you're benefiting from it, but somebody else is benefiting from it. It's a complete stranger, you know. I just think it's the most beautiful thing that we could be doing, especially with music, because like you said, you grew up on music. That's your whole life. Like I grew up with music. That's how I heal in everything, I feel like. And there's not a song that I can't experience an emotion in my life or a season in my life and like feel better from it. I just think it's beautiful. It's just like the community helping you build holes that were inside of you. And it's true. It really is. It's so true. Like, I think because it resonates with me. I think that's why the tears came out. Just like,
well, I'm sorry that I made you cry, and I'm glad that it resonated with you as well.
They're happy tears. It's all good.
It's good. It means you're feeling something. It means emotion. I like it.
Yes, and that was actually the bit that got me very interested and very hooked to it. Is I started feeling again, like you literally just said that, because like I said, I was numb, right, majority of the time, and it really brought me back into myself. In fact, it brought out a lot of the things, my whole persona, my personality. You know, I was in like a shell. You know, so doing this, speaking on camera, building my confidence and all of that. And even it applied in real life. Like I would go out and I would be very confident because of the reception I had from community, and to see comments like someone will make a comment like, because of your videos, I've had a great day. I was having and it's like what I needed, I'm giving to some people, like and it's like, wow, you know, it's so crazy that sometimes I have to ignore it because I can't fathom what that means. You know, it's like for someone to say to me that you are one of the people that have really helped me throughout this year. That's like, oh,
it is a bit mind-boggling whenever
that is crazy.
I still struggle with community building. I feel like I might be a little bit hard on myself. I streamed for a long time on Twitch, and it wasn't until we went down to visit my mom and I took her phone. She's like, I've been logged out of Twitch. I don't know how to follow you anymore. I don't know how to get on the streams. So I went and logged her in, and she had a private message from somebody who was in my chat all the time. And that's kind of what trips me out as well. We've had a lot of people, you know, I was just talking on Instagram, just on a voice call with somebody the other day. They followed when they were 13. And it's just, and they're like 18, 19 now. And it's like, what?
That's a son. That's a whole son.
Yeah,
that's what he was like. I consider you and Jess like second parents. And I'm like, that is crazy to hear. But this one message was like, man, it was like thanking my mom for everything she had done because I had helped him not commit suicide. And I'm like, just streaming video games. I have this idea of like Regeneration Nation helping, because I came through a very dark childhood, and I made it through that with the help of her, with my older brother, and I just like, I'm like, okay, I figured this out now. I'd like to go back and help the people out who haven't figured it out. And that is and I didn't think I was hitting that mark at all. I really didn't. I felt like I was like, this mark that you've set out for yourself every time you go live and then you end your stream, you failed. And this was months later. This message was sitting in her DMs for months unread. And because she had been logged out of Twitch.
Why did you think you weren't hitting the mark? Was it
I'm really hard on myself. I struggle still. I'm better at it now, but I struggle with self-hate a lot, you know. It's like just loving myself for who I am and what I bring to the table, as a person, as a husband, as a
literally
friend,
his own
as
worst
a father.
enemy.
I am. And so I think that was it, you know. I just had somebody else reach out to me that when I used to make YouTube videos in the past, gaming related, he reached out and was like, I can't believe your channel is growing like this. Just so you know, you were like my PewDiePie. Like a lot of people, he's a really big YouTuber. He's like, you know, and a lot of people vibe with him and take inspiration from him. And he's like, you were that for me for a bit. And I'm like, wow, it's mind boggling, because in my mind, I'm the worst person at building a community. I do struggle with getting people to interact with each other. You know, they'll resonate with me and they'll want to like connect with me. But I just don't feel like I'm not very good at this community building aspect of getting other people to feel the community vibe, you know? And so that's why I wanted to ask you, like, for other people who have that as one of their primary goals with content creation or whatever, building a community, do you have any like advice, any like, you know, strategy around it? Was it just accidental? Like, you got to give me something, you know?
Yeah, well, I definitely feel what you're saying, man. It's very cool. I think I listened to this person. He's like this Zen master, I forgot his name, but it's like every creative is really their own dark shadow. Like every creative human being that's ever existed has their own self as the enemy. Like you look yourself in the mirror and it's like it's yourself looking back at you saying like, you piece of, you know, you're like, oh,
yeah.
Yeah, good for nothing. And it's like, but then what you're really putting outside in the world is this beautiful thing that everyone else is appreciating, but you can't really feel it because you have this shadow that's like looking at you like, you know. And it's like you have to get to a point where you like accept it, embrace it, because it self-hate, you know, it needs love. And it's that kind of thing. Is the residual hate that you've experienced that's like formed that shadow that's kind of like doing the things that you've experienced, like it's doing it on repeat. So you kind of have to embrace it with love. Then it kind of heals, or slowly heal. And obviously that's what you're doing, right, with this community building. Is a very tough one. For me, how I built it was really by accident. I didn't know I was doing it. When I started, my first live stream was December 2020. December 2020 was my first live, I think. And it was Christmas. It was Christmas Eve. And I knew that there would be a number of people that wouldn't have family, that wouldn't have loved ones with them, because I didn't have that. So I streamed knowing that there would be someone, one person, two people out there that would enjoy interacting with other people. So I started watching, I think my first live stream was Humphrey sing-off, the sing-off competition with Humphrey. And it resonated with a lot of people. A lot of people just enjoyed it. And we watched the whole through, I think we finished like 3 a.m. in the night, because people were just interacting with the chat so much and talking. And I think what I have credit to getting people to interact with each other was to react to the same content that they all enjoy and doing it live. So whilst they're interacting with me, they're interacting with each other as well, and they can relate to certain things in the music, who they love, who their favorite, you know, person is, and then magically it kind of forms this relationship outside of just, you know, doing live. At first, people would only interact when I was live, but then people actually encouraged me. The Qofy gang actually encouraged me to start Patreon. I never had Patreon in my mind. I didn't think it was going to be a thing. They said, we need a place where we can hang out and talk about all the crap we want to talk about. Okay. All right. Okay. So then I formed Patreon, formed Discord, and now they're on there. They are even interacting right now as we speak, just talking about other stuff. And eventually I'll just go and check up on them, like, you know, like a father to the actor. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. And it's mainly, the main credit is finding the thing that they all have in common, and just do it. Very importantly, to do it live. That's the tough thing, is like doing it live. Yeah, is very important to do it live. You feel
like live streaming is more, it's easier to do that?
It's more effective. It's more effective, because it's one thing to tell someone to join your Patreon on a recorded video, you know, or it's one thing to tell someone to you know, join a community from a video. People don't feel community from a posted video. They feel community when they're interacting with a live chat. And then they have moderators, then the moderators will say hello to them, and then they'll feel welcome. And I think one thing that, and I always forget this, but I'm glad I remembered it now. One thing that my patrons always tell me is what they found really amazing, magical, was I mentioned their names when I saw them in the live chat. I just mentioned their names, and that meant a lot to them. That was like, what? He acknowledged me. And it's like, I'm here, you know, I'm alive, kind of thing. And that put life in them, and they just wanted more. And that's the thing. So that's what really helped the community building. So as to what to do, that's like 10,000 pounds. Bro. So
listen, you already gave the secrets away. Okay?
I know I have.
Just live stream more.
I have.
Live stream more, acknowledge
live
people, give them that love.
Yeah. And it's amazing. I'm not sure if you have this, but there are people who you know, the starter subscribers, right? Pardon me. The starter subscribers that subscribed to you ages ago, they make comments in your recent videos and then you recognize their names. It's like, I remember you. It's that kind of thing where I'm sure you have that too. It's so fun when that happens. It's like someone that you haven't seen their comments for like 3 years. And then they make a call. You're like, where have you been? What the hell? You haven't been watching my videos, bro. You know, and I comment on their I reply to their comments in the video. Like, yo, what, you know, where have you been? And they always reply with such a happy, you know, vibe, like, oh my God, you remember me and all of that. And it's like, yeah, but where have you been? You've not been watching my video. But yeah, it's that kind of thing where, because I know how it feels to be ignored, to be invisible. And mentioning people's names it works some form of magic. It just it's I think that would be the golden advice on that one. That would be like the $1 million the $1 million advice.
That's actually what Lyle mentioned the other day too. I reached out. I was in his live streams over the last few days on his grind to 100K, and I was like, man, you have some really amazing moderators. You know, they were helping run your ship so smooth. And I was like, you know, we haven't gotten one moderator this whole time, which, you know, we're approaching 70,000 subscribers. I get scared from that. You know, I get nervous. I'm like, man, I feel like we should have at least one person. And he was like, you need to go live, because I found all of mine while live streaming, you know.
You have to go live. You have to go live. And,
we've moved away from it so much. Even building a Discord, it's like, when we were gaming and live streaming more, our Discord would get so many people. We created a Discord again when we started this music reaction thing, and we were not getting like anyone joining it. And
I think it's harder. I think it's harder to build Discord of music than to do it of game, because with game you have so many things to talk about. What to do when you get to this level, what possible cheat codes are there, you know, what there are so many things that people need in games. Oh, you got to this level, how did you beat this level? But with music, it's like you listen to it and it's done. So it's like, okay, it definitely is difficult to build a Discord of music. Like,
really the only people we had interacting was there was like, hey, I want this reaction act. And I was like, well, this is kind of just doubled up as a YouTube comment section now, to where we get we're just getting more reactions. Yes. So I closed it off, but I think that we're gonna have to reopen it again soon and give it another shot.
Definitely a structure. You could link it to Patreon, right? So if you're doing Patreon,
I do invite our Patreon members to it. Which, you know, there's only a handful of those people.
It would get to a point where you wouldn't have to do that. Like, it kind of automatically feeds them into Discord. But that's all together in the 10,000 budget. So
okay, I got you. We'll make sure to work on that for
$10,000 budget. So yeah, that's...
Man, do you take IOUs? I
don't think he does. He doesn't seem that type of person.
No.
So we can't just say put it on our tab. Take it.
No. It's no tab.
One thing you mentioned before, like before we started talking about all this, I just wanted to clarify to you from an outsider's perspective, Qofy and Qofy Gang, and you personally, watching you on camera, you were made to do this, and I feel like you are very infectious. I feel like your smile is radiating, and like when you were saying building a community and just recognizing somebody and saying their name, like hearing you say my name in the chat or something, like it would just make my whole heart light up. It just, you have this I don't want to say aura because that sounds very cliche, but you have this ray of sunshine around you where it's like you're supposed to be, you're where you're supposed to be. And I feel like Qofy Gang is such a cool concept. As soon as I heard it, I was like, who's this person? He's like, it's Qofy. I'm like, what a cool name. And I was like, the Qofy Gang? I want to be a part of the Qofy Gang. I just feel like it's you find it cringy, which is understandable, because the first time I ever watched our video, I'm like, oh, please turn this off. I'll watch your part, but I'm not watching my part. I can't do it no more. But like, it's understandable. But like, from an outsider's perspective, I just want you to know that I feel like you're where you're supposed to be. I feel like you were meant to be doing this.
Don't
I feel like
pump him up too much. I'm just kidding. She's right though. She's right.
He's a hater. You see, I'm enjoying myself.
That's our
right
personality.
Now.
I'll do this. I'll build you up to right about here, and then he needs you to be brought right back down here.
I'm enjoying myself right now, getting all these praises, you know. And then this guy comes in.
I come in with a needle every time and try to pop the balloon.
But
that
with
little
that,
kid at the birthday party
but
trying
with
to pop
that,
all the balloons.
and music reactions and connecting with strangers and connecting with people all around the world, which has been the exciting part for me. As someone from America, talking to somebody from the UK or from the Philippines and stuff, it's just fascinating to me because in my mind, it's a whole different world there. Like you do things differently. Things are not the same as they are here. So like with that, how is it like being a YouTuber in the UK, and like, are there any specific challenges that you face or opportunities that come with it, like that are different from, I guess, different from America?
I feel like I feel like on your Instagram, you're always posting like, I ran into this celebrity, I ran into this person, look who I ran into. I feel like that might be one positive.
That would be cool. Just like walking down the street, you see more celebrities than we do. But
oh my god, no, I wish, but it's definitely a weird contrast with my Instagram and my YouTube. Because my YouTube has people that know me outside, that knew me outside of, you know, YouTube and everything. And then all of a sudden, I'm posting like my YouTube stuff on Instagram, and then so it's very like, I'm sure there are a lot of people on my Instagram that looks at my channel like, what is he? How is he getting? How did he get this guy to? What? There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions.
I feel that same way, man. I feel that same way.
And mind you, I am confused myself. Sometimes I look at my channel, I'm like, wait, that's Mitch from Pentatonics on my page. Just mentioning my name.
It's so trippy. That's
like,
cool.
And then that's Cousin. And then that's Rob. And then that's this guy. And I'm like, yo, that's actually pretty cool. And then I forget about it because then someone stresses me out. And then I'm out. And then I forget about it for like 6 months. And I come back to it. You know?
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's definitely very, very interesting. One of the perks of having the channel was when I started doing the interviews like you guys are, which is the fun part of it. Is my first interview was with Jacob. He interviewed me, and he introduced me to his world, how he does things. And Jacob was very, very, very cool dude, as you guys already know.
Yeah.
So he got me into that interview mindset, like, okay, this thing could be so many things other than just music reactions. So I took the opportunity, and I decided to react to any artist that I would get the opportunity that I found cool, right? So I got into the Bass Gang, which is a group of guys that sings bass like nobody's business. And I go into my interview. I interviewed each of them one by one. I go into the whole community. I interviewed other artists, and I met one artist who came to the UK and then met me.
That's really cool.
It's actually the coolest thing. That the interviews have been the most fun, to really talk to people that you've listened to for so long, and then you're finally talking to them. Wow, it's so crazy. But then people see you to be this Piers Morgan guy, and I'm just there like, no, I'm as excited as you are. I'm excited as everybody is. But yeah, it's a lot of cool things. Challenges would definitely be obviously the timeline. So it's like you have to know when to post the right content for the right timeline. That's way out of your timeline. And what I really find disturbing is it's very challenging to go to compete with US content creators like you guys. It's very challenging to be in UK and compete with you guys. And it's in the sense that the time that American artists post will be very convenient for you guys, but it wouldn't be convenient for me at all.
Right.
I'm like 3 a.m. asleep.
Yeah.
You know? I'm out. And then it's like, oh, they release a new music, and then someone gets in 1 hour before they get like 100,000 views, but then you wake up 8 hours later, it's too late to get into the game. So you just feed off the 2,000 views you're gonna get, and then you just chuck it to the game.
I've noticed that with a lot of the Indonesian and Filipino artists. Like I've been changing our upload schedule with them because I didn't realize how freaking off their schedule I was posting.
Yeah.
And then I was like, one night, the Future reaction, the first one. Well, first, like a few days before that, I noticed that SB19 was releasing all of their stuff at midnight my time. And I'm like, okay, well, they've got this figured out. They know when the best time to be posting. If they're posting at midnight, maybe I should release our Filipino artist reactions at around midnight. And Putri, I didn't mean to, but I was just trying to get that video up as fast as possible. And it was like 2, 3 a.m. And it completely blew up. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and move our freaking posting time until the middle of the night on some people. It's the middle of the night for me. But hey, I wake up and there's tons of comments to read and go through and a lot of views and everything like that. So it's been going a lot better at posting certain things at certain times.
It's amazing what you learn on YouTube. Like there's so many little things that's like figuring out what time to post depending on what content and what country. Like there's so much to figure out, and then people just sit in the comment sections and then they hate, and then it's like, well, you do it. all right, pick up the camera, show us how to do it better. Like you do it, you know. And it's like, speaking of that, how have you guys experienced have you had, I mean, you guys said that you had a death threat and everything. That's pretty horrible.
I mean,
although we joked about it.
I actually looked at y'all's channel to see, and I didn't plan on talking about this, but let's just get real. Okay. We actually just had to remove our Ren reactions because we like to keep it wholesome. We like to keep it a bit wholesome. And at first,
what happened?
I'll get into it. All right. You know, I was sick and tired of being called an ugly, stupid American is basically it. No. We received more vile comments
that's not cool, man,
than any other videos. And I like, you know, we don't have any moderators. Cool. So I like to, even if I'm not able to respond to every single comment, I'm at least going through every couple of hours, moderating our comments, you know, catching up to the ones that I was reading last and just making sure, because I do want to, you know, curate a positive community. I don't want to leave these comments, because I know a lot of people love us, and if they see a really negative comment, they're probably going to stick up for us, and then it's going to cause a fight. So I'd rather just delete them and just get rid of them and not have this type of, you know, at first we did a triple play reaction series to where we were uploading like Adagio, but we uploaded Laura, Dimash, and Florianson singing all the same song.
Okay,
oh my gosh. Well, we got recommended to do this by somebody in the community.
You literally just hit the boxing ring, right?
Yeah.
You just hit the book. Ding, ding, ding.
I deleted them. I deleted the triple play reactions because I'm like, I cannot moderate this comment section for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
It's every single day. There's about 15, 20 comments that are just like, I can't leave these.
Yeah.
And it puts me in a bad mood reading that type of stuff. So the Ren reactions.
Oh my God.
Not only that we were receiving more negative comments than ever, we were receiving a lot of people who, you know, have a lot of mental health issues and need professional help, a lot of them. And I get scared about that because I want to help everybody, dude. I want to help everybody going through that, but I'm not a professional. And I understand that I could possibly end up making it worse. And after talking with somebody who's in that community, she kind of just let us know, like, you shouldn't respond to these people. They're going to latch on to you. And I'm like, I cannot not respond to these people who need my help. And so I'm thinking about it that night. And I'm like thinking about the movie Patch Adams with Robin Williams. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I don't want to spoil it because it's a great movie. You should definitely watch it. But he himself deals with like certain issues. He realizes that he can help other people with similar issues. He just has a very helping heart in that movie. And by the end of it, I have to spoil it for you without like.
Go on.
It's a very old movie. So, his wife gets murdered by one of the people that he's helping, and with me having a family and everything,
murdered during the help or before. He decides to help.
One of the people that he's helping shows up to his house while he's not there.
She goes to his house.
Oh, she goes to his house because
another detail, but
yeah, it's been a while since I watched it, but I know the premise of what happened, and it's just like American Sniper is another movie with Bradley Cooper, to where this guy, he's in the military, he ends up with PTSD. He ends up making it through his PTSD, and he forms this like organization to help others. He picks this guy up, is gonna go take him and do something with him, and the guy kills him. And I'm like, man, I see myself in these people. I see myself in these situations to where I end up overstretching and helping these people, and I don't really end up helping them because I'm not a professional. And then one day I come home and something's happened to my family, or I go out to help them and I end up something happening to me, and it scared me, man. It scared me. And I was like, we're 2 reactions in. I should probably just delete these reactions and just not go down this road, because I'm not. It was 2 days and I was just so stressed out those 2 days. I was so stressed,
I haven't
dude.
seen him that stressed out since we started music reactions. Like, there's little things that get to him and he thinks about it, but as soon as it was almost as soon as he clicked the upload, it was like immediately you could see the change. And
I kind of saw it coming, because that conversation that I had with the police officer, he's like, you got to be cognizant of the content you're putting out and the reception it's going to have. And I kind of knew it was going to happen. I kind of had that feeling. The vile comments and the people reaching out wanting help, and I did it anyways against my own better judgment. And I'm not that. I can't let those comments go, man. Like, once you reach out for help, I'm going to take my shirt off and get in the trenches with you. And I don't think it's very safe for my family to be that type of person.
How far are you gonna go?
You have to draw a line sometimes.
A boundary.
And that was I think that was our line. I think that was the safe thing for us to do as a family. Just to.
I think the best thing I can do to help people is to have conversations like this, have this relationship with Jess, and show that off, and let people see that there's a different way to interact with people than the way that you might perceive, and just try to change people's perceptions in that way. And getting in the trenches with them in the comment section is not something that's probably even going to help anyone. I think I might end up just making their problems worse. You know, that potentially, you know. And so
it definitely, that is, sorry about that, man. Sorry about that, because it's crazy, because Ren literally addresses those issues, and to find out that if some of the fans can be as vile, that's crazy. That's mad. Like, why would you even? I don't know. But,
well, with his the story of Jenny and Screech, the tale of Jenny and Screech.
Oh yeah, that's a brilliant one.
It is, and I was very stressed out uploading it, and I looked around. I saw the charismatic voice. She bleeped out the words, and Ren commented on her video, thanking her for the reaction and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, well, he's cool with it. We don't make like kid content, but we do make wholesome content. And that was just a very vulgar song, and so I bleeped out the words just like the charismatic voice did. And man, we got so much crap for that. And one guy, the final comment before I deleted him, he was like, if you're not comfortable with uploading this kind of content, then just don't upload it. And I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like, I knew better in the first place.
See, that's where my brain kicks in and say, well, who do you think you are to tell me how to manage my channel?
No, I do get that too.
It's like my brain, it's like, yeah, you're right, but then I don't care what you have to say about me. In fact, since you said it, I'm gonna leave it up. Like, that's to be petty.
Dennis said you could be petty, man. He said that you taught him pettiness. So tell us about that. Tell us the importance of pettiness and being a content creator.
Yes, please.
Importance of pettiness. All right, make this the title. Make the title this. Importance of pettiness, people. All right. Oh, this is not life advice to go by. This isn't life advice to go by. Only in the content creation world. Please don't go do that to your kids.
No, don't do that. Cool. Disclaimer at the bottom, just small.
I am not responsible for what happens. It more of is in a form of me standing up for myself and what I do. I've lived a life where it does seep into my personality and everything. Is just learning how to say no to people just for the sake of it, and being used to that's all in my personality, and building that strong structure that I had, that strong foundation in terms of not going according to the crowd and according to what the crowd wants, and seeing what I want to do, and whatever even if it's a mistake, owning up to the mistake, but owning up to it as in leaving it up there. This is a mistake. You will see it as a mistake, and you will call it out as a mistake, and I won't care. but I know it's a mistake and I'm leaving it up there. Just because it's a mistake, because I'm showing you that content creators can make mistakes. We are not perfect. It's a mistake and it's going to be there and you won't like it. And I know you won't like it and I don't care. It's like, yeah,
that's good.
Like,
man.
And
that's a huge thing as human beings. We still have, because there's a difference in the viewer and the person that's on the screen itself. And for some reason you put them in a box and think that they aren't feeling the same way or they don't react the same way that you do. But when you go back to it, like when we read these comments and these things happen, we are still human. We are still going to react. Like I want to be really angry and, you know what I mean, punch something sometimes. Like with these people, I'm not a violent person. I never want to do that. But
around here.
But like then you just start to realize that you are still human. You're still going to have reactions. So it's kind of like hard to like, you gotta still do what's best for you and your channel, but you also want to stand up, like you said, stand up for yourself. You got to be able to draw those lines if you have to, if it's the better for you, and not say yes to everything.
Yes, a lot of that started when I got to, I think, 5,000 subscribers. I started having a lot of negative comments in things that I was doing. Not negative comments as in I was doing something bad.
Yeah.
But just because they were bored. Really. Yeah. And they were just, oh, you talk too much. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did this. And it's like, sometimes it's a video that I was really excited about that I just had to just go into and just let it all out, because I would forget it if I leave it for the video to end. I would probably not bother saying it. So I'm saying it now. That's why I'm pausing now. So I would do that, really excited, post it, and then someone would say, oh, you talk too much. It didn't make me enjoy the song. And then I would say, the older version of me would say, oh, I'm really sorry about this. Yeah, I know I talk too much. I feel bad. Yeah, I'll try to do better next time. But now I'm like, well, I got to 5,000 subscribers doing that. So shut up.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there is, it's the 99% and that 1%. You gotta have like a balance of what you're gonna do. You can't let every single person and how they feel control how you do your channel. Like that's, if I were answering comments in the beginning though, that's what it would be like. You'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry, my
ego was showing itself so much at the beginning.
Yeah, he's like, it's so bad because people are gonna nitpick what they don't like, but the beauty of reactions is there, what you're not doing, there's 20 other people that I can think of right now that are doing reactions right now that do something that you do like. So it's okay for you to move on and go to their channel and support them because you like them better than us. Like, you're not going to like everything that we do. Yeah.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Someone announces it on my channel. I'm leaving your channel. I'm unsubscribing. I'm like,
oh, dude.
Bye.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited to see you go.
We had somebody leave a comment this morning, and it's like, I subscribed for this artist. If you don't do any more reactions to her, I'm unsubscribing. And I was like, if you can go ahead and unsubscribe now, because I'm not going to be bullied into doing reactions. I'm not going to do that. I do think when you're like from that 5,000 to 10,000 mark, they think that you need their advice, you need their help. Because they're subscribed to another reactor that has 300,000. And so they're trying to, early on, I mean, we had this one person over and over again mention another React channel. And they kept saying their slogan to us. They're like, hey, you need to do this. You need,
that's rude.
Like so-and-so says.
That's actually disrespectful.
Like so-and-so says, give the people what they want. And I'm like, no. Okay, that's that's literally that channel's slogan.
That's what they do.
That's literally what they do. They have it on their wall, and they seem like great people. And I was starting to get upset at these reactors, and I'm like, man, I don't even know them, and they don't even have any control over this person doing this.
That's the thing.
But I was like,
that's the thing.
I'm like, man, what is going on with this person every day, 5 times a day, saying, give the people what they want, like this person says, and I'm like,
that's a revolution.
We're not that person.
Yeah,
I might steal that. That's a revolutionary quote. I'm gonna take over YouTube with that. I'm taking over.
My goodness.
Give the people what they want.
It's already taken, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh goodness,
man. Yeah, like fan base can be really toxic. I don't like toxic as well because it's like it makes me sound but they can be really like overly passionate.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, okay, relax. You know, it's like, okay, you do what you do over there, but you've come to my land now. We do the thing the way I want things done over here. That's how I do it. So you can't tell me how to run my stuff. And if you don't like it, It's a
you
huge
have
door.
that benefit. You know, my friend, you remind me a lot of my friend from Liverpool, because he has been somebody I met on Twitch years ago. I've called him in my darkest times, dude, because I know the advice that he's going to give me. Like, why do you care so much? Like,
Yeah.
what do you, why are you worried so much? Who cares? Like, that's always his advice, is just like, why are you so worried about this? He like he has love for his fellow humans, but he also, like, if he thinks that this is a good idea, he doesn't care what you think about it. He doesn't care about any criticism that he receives, anything. Like, it just bounces off of him. And I respect that so much. Like, and you seem like the same, that in that same vein.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a UK thing.
I was gonna say it's gotta be a different.
I think it's a UK thing, because we're miserable people. we're miserable people. So, you know, we are very comfortable in our miserableness. Very comfortable, you know. It's just a like, you wake up and it's gray weather, like it's gray throughout the year. So it's like, you know, we're very used to it. We're very used to being miserable, you know. But
that's too funny.
So it's true, because it's like, rather than, for me, like I said, I would steer away from the comments and try to be nice to people, and because obviously I want to build a community.
Yeah.
But then I realized into my you know, going in, I think 2,000 subscriber, 3,000 subscriber mark, I made a decision that I don't just want to build a community. I want to build my community.
Yeah.
I want to build a community for me, you know. And it wasn't just I wasn't like hungry for, oh, join my community. No, it was more like, oh, you want to join my community? All right, let's see what you're made of. That's how I form my community. That's like,
that's a good,
and that's why I do it during my live streams. So people come in there, they have to get used to my banter. They have to get used to my personality and be comfortable with the things going on live. They enjoy that, and they give me banter back. And it's like, I like you.
Yeah.
Okay, you all right, you've earned it. You join. I'll pay me and join the
Oh my goodness.
But it's a beautiful thing when that I discovered is practicing standing up for myself, even when I'm wrong, even when I was wrong. Because it's like, okay, there is a level, there is a threshold that I don't cross. Obviously, when I'm way wrong, and my community is telling me that I was wrong and all of that, which is very rarely, probably never happened, but if it happens, my community will let me know. Everyone, I have vantage points, I have key people that will tell me that okay, that was wrong. And it's like, okay, cool, all right, I will steer away from that. But if I'm okay with it in my head, they're okay with it, and there's a lot of, like, I do it from my heart, and I do a lot of things from my heart. And if I do it genuinely, it wasn't fake, and it's there, and then someone comes in and say, well, I don't like the way you do. I'm like, hey, look, it's a tough world. Like you said, there are other people that record. Go watch RegenerationTV. There's a pretty face on there. Go enjoy.
Don't send those people our way. How dare you?
Go enjoy RegenerationTV. You like it. You like it. You know, maybe you don't like the scruffy beard over here. Maybe you don't like the chocolate skin, the beautiful chocolate skin. Maybe you don't like it. But that's not my fault. That's not my fault. You're lactose intolerant. Like, it's not my fault that you're chocolate. You know, I can't.
Oh my goodness.
Go find something that works for you. I don't care. I just don't.
That's good,
man. And
man.
I care, but because at the end of the day, I know I have this core community that are there for me no matter what. It doesn't matter what the number is, 5, 10, 15. It doesn't matter. But I have them, and I always have them at the back of my mind when I'm recording videos and I'm doing. I always have them at the back of my mind, because I know that that's my support system. The numbers is nice. It's nice to have them, but to have the people that check on you when you're missing, when you haven't posted a video for like 2 days, they have someone, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, how are you doing? You know, they will not ask that, but they will say something like, hey, Qofy, it's been a while, blah, blah. But they're just checking in to make sure you're alive. You know, they're poking you. Wake up. So
that's really good, man.
It's pretty, you know, genuine. I've had some people travel over to the UK to come see me, to come spend time with me, and I'm
so cool.
Open to that. I'm open. Anyone that wants to travel and come and see me, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm free this time. Come and say hi. I'm here, and then we spend some time together. We go eat. I give them fish and chips, and then they're amazed. They think UK is the best country in the world. and then they spend 2 days here and it starts raining and it's like, okay, cool, time to go back.
Yeah, I want to go back now. That is on my bucket list, though. I want to go eat some fish and chips in the UK. That is definitely on my bucket list. A big one.
It's amazing. Yeah, fish and chips is the one good thing here, and the people's lovely personalities, like you've already experienced.
Oh man, oh my goodness, yeah. He's been a lifeline, man. His just realness, his candor. And just to tell me how it is, and just to get out of my freaking emotions, and stop worrying so much.
You need those people in your life
over the last 5 years.
Because you're married to a yes woman, and I'm the one who's like, oh, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. He's like, I don't need to hear that right now. I need to hear the truth. Tell me like it is.
Dang it.
Give me some tough love. And I'm like, oh, but I want to just hug you. It's fine. He's like, I'm calling my friend.
Yeah, I know that it gets like that sometimes. I think it's just the way that some people's brains are wired. It works a lot more like that for guys. A lot of guys anyway. And sometimes we just need that, because even when motivation means something different to a lot of guys than it means to a lot of girls.
Yeah.
And it's like for us, or for girls, motivation is probably like, you know, like the things that you would expect motivation to be. Oh, it's gonna be better. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be nice. Rainbows, sunshine, flowers.
Y'all got all that testosterone. Dude, you can't be hearing all that stuff.
We literally have the opposite. Like, we have the opposite. We have to tell you,
gotta have
you're
the
gonna
competition. You gotta have the, well, this guy's doing that. What are you doing? You know, you gotta.
Qofy's checking up on our channels like, oh.
Yeah, you're a waste man, you know, like it's like you're a piece of crap, you know, like you're good for nothing.
Yeah,
like,
those are motivators. Do this?
It's like, oh, that worked.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you said sunshine and
so.
rainbows, dude. I'm like, I don't need sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, that's what he literally did. He says that all the time. Stop needing sunshine and rainbows. I need realness right now.
I use that exact wording all the time, dude. That's so weird you say that.
It just works. It just works. Even watch social media when people are encouraging other people to go to the gym. They use the opposite.
Yeah.
They tell them about themselves. They tell them that they're a loser. Stop being a loser. Blah blah. And it's like,
yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm in the gym now. You know, it just works. It doesn't work on everyone.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time it works for guys.
Yeah.
And sometimes girls, surprisingly. I don't know how they do it, but
I think everyone needs a UK friend, man.
Yeah.
Everyone needs somebody from the UK that they're close friends with.
You need a miserable, nice person.
Somebody who doesn't care to tell you the real, like just tell you.
You guys are fun too. Like it's you still know how to have a good time and be jovial and you know, it's not like you're just all miserable.
The thing is, majority of the time they're jovial. Like, you know, that is just a culture. Like, majority of the time they're jovial. Even at work, it's just like 5% of the time they're serious. It's like very serious, you know. Whoa. You know, don't want to go there. But
definitely,
they're very, 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 very nice people, you know. And then they talk too much and it's like, okay.
So what are some goals you have for your channel, man, outside of like subscriber count, things like that? What are some future goals that you've thought about for your channel?
Oh, the future goals, man. Future goals are exciting. I have so many, but one of them is to rub shoulders with people that I've listened to all the time. And like, I'm already experiencing it, but I want it in the big leagues. I want, like, you know, to be invited to, I don't know, the Met Gala, the BAFTA Awards, the Grammy Awards, just to walk the carpets and just have fun and interview people. Hey, you saw me on YouTube. Oh yeah, I've seen you on YouTube before. Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Dude,
yeah, blah, blah, blah.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. That's how I see it growing to be. That's why I started with the interviews and meet them in person. And that's it's not the end game. It's just like, it would be nice if that happened.
Yeah.
Like, one of the goals. But the numbers are nice. The numbers are definitely, it's a fun way to keep my discipline going.
Yeah.
You know, it's a fun way to keep, like, that's what I use the number target for, is just for discipline, to say, okay, this year we are hitting 100,000 subscribers and we are getting to at least 80,000 subscribers by June, which we passed that. And then we're going to get, so, and every time I set a goal, I always pass it. Like, I always surpass it.
That's
but
awesome.
It's very important because it triggers my discipline. Like, we have to do this. Okay, we have to do this. But
do you think you're the hungriest member in the fam chat? Because I think you might be.
Oh my god,
man.
no.
Come
oh
on.
My god, no.
Come on. Who is then? Okay.
Oh my god.
You seem like a very, very motivated person, hungry to stepping your game up, keep hitting
I
that
will
next.
I will eat you alive. I will eat you alive. But you know, that's besides the point. It's oh no, man. I would say I'm one of them. I think everyone in the fam chat is hungry. I'm a contender. I'm dangerous. But Brad is incredibly motivated. Jacob does his own stuff, and he posts like 5 videos a day. Like he would do like interviews here, interviews there, go on the street, and then come back and do a reaction video. I'm like, how are you doing that?
That's
and
awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Like the fam chat is pretty motivated. You know, like
it is. I'm glad to be a part of it because of you guys.
Yeah, man. Like Dennis, you know, Dennis has his kids, and he'll do this, make sure he's there for his kids, make sure he's there for his job, and then that's a video. And then I'm like, dude, you're Superman. Like Lyle as well. Like Lyle has to wake up like 3 a.m. for a fam chat. I'm like, dude, you have to go to work. What is going on? Yeah, man. Like everyone, I think everyone's hungry at different points. But I would definitely say I'm dangerous. I'm the dangerous one. Like, you know, I will make it regardless. Like I will find ways to do it. Like when I got my first video blocked, I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know anything about copyright. I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't research. So when I got my first video blocks, which was the Humphrey Fishing in the Boondocks song, they weren't going to allow me to post that. I did everything in my power. I was like, wait, okay, maybe let me cut the edits a bit. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let me put this on and then I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I stayed up till 2 a.m. because I wasn't going to sleep until I posted that video. I was posting a video by hook or I was posting it. Mind you, I had sat in front of the screen from 7 p.m. So I was posting a video. Yeah. So you know,
She's like texting me. She's like, are you ever coming to bed?
Yeah, are you coming to bed?
It's got blocked again.
I'm posting it. This video is coming out.
Oh my
I don't care. And so and YouTube knows me. YouTube knows me, man. Unfortunately, they know all of us. Someone said, I think there was this guy that I was listening to. He's kind of like a self-help guy. And he said, if you're a content creator and you cross anywhere above like maybe 50,000 subscribers, you have a file on you. Like you have a file on you. Like because you have a platform and you have people following you, and people will take your word seriously because they follow you. You have a file on you. All of these, you know, YouTube secret people and these people that manage, you know, that triggers
the Illuminati,
the Illuminati people, and you know, the Justice League or whatever. They have a League, the Avengers, like all of these societies, all of the secret society, like because they have to know who has the ears of people. It's like, okay, you have the ability to turn 50,000 people to your content. Okay, you are powerful, and we need to keep an eye on you. And that's how it is for, I think, anyone that crosses that 50,000 mark. Because I realized that because my videos started getting a lot more like, we are reviewing your videos. We're doing this. We're doing this for you. We are manually reviewing your video. I was like, I remember the first time I saw someone manually reviewed my video. I'm like, wait, what do you mean manually reviewed my video? Like, because it didn't get blocked. It went past the algorithm didn't block it, and then someone went into it manually to say, nah, we're blocking this video.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Man. I've had that one. It happens like after the fact too. It's like that video's been up for a month, and then you manually reviewed it.
Way after the fact. It's crazy, but it's very interesting, especially now with the way social climate is rising. People are gonna have to be careful for content creators that are coming up. Yeah. Once you cross the 50,000 mark, like, just realize that you are important. Whether you have low self-esteem or self-hate, or you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't matter. They think you're important, fortunately and unfortunately. So like, people just have to be careful about how they fight YouTube, and you know, what type of content that they put out. It doesn't really matter.
We're on the radar.
What type of content or anything like that, but just at the back of your head, just know that you are on someone's radar. Like, someone knows you. Like, someone knows you. They will ignore you for like the rest of your life, but they know. Yeah. And you know, YouTube followed me on Instagram.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I had YouTube follow me on Instagram the other time. I think they followed me for like 3 weeks. and then you unfollowed me again.
What?
They were just,
yeah,
they were just
I
checking.
I don't know why they did that. I will never understand why they did that. I will never understand. I have the picture there. I have a picture on Instagram. I'll send it to you guys when I'm done. They followed me and they were watching my stories. why is YouTube watching my Instagram stories?
That's so crazy.
I know.
Oh
I know.
my
Like,
gosh.
what's happening? So obviously I enjoyed it for like the time that they were subscribed to me. Like, YouTube follows me. You know, who are you? YouTube follows me. You don't talk to me, talk to Huey, and then Huey talks to me.
We just went full circle with the beginning.
Yeah, just but I just think I think anyone that has the ears of people right now, because that's what's important. Attention is very important. If you have the ability to hold people's attention for more than 5 minutes, you're important. You're important, regardless of how you feel about yourself. You're important, man.
And we were talking about the Justice League and the Avengers, and that just gives me one line from Spider-Man, which is, with great power comes... Oh, wait, is it Superman or Spider-Man?
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Don't do that. You were going on a smooth sail, and then you're like, is this Superman? It's like, oh.
I'm out of here.
I can't remember.
Our sons are gonna be so upset with her, dude.
At least I knew the line, dang it. But
Come
still,
on,
that's an important line,
well
though.
done.
With great
Well
power
done.
comes great responsibility. We have to remember that we do have a little bit of an influence, whether we realize it or not. But people are listening to what we say, and we have to be mindful of what we're putting out there for the world.
So the numbers are really exciting to get. The numbers are really exciting. Just have that at the back of your head. Is the higher you rise, just realize how much power you have. And if you have power, people that are power hungry will not let you go scot-free with just holding that power, because you can literally turn on your phone and just start streaming, and people will, it doesn't matter how many, like, people will come and watch just to hear what you have to say. That is powerful. That is amazing, you know. So it's the numbers is nice, but after 100,000, which will be nice, I'll just stop chasing it. I'll just stop. It will be more of, I'll focus more on the community building more. I will double down on the community building more after 100,000 subscribers.
Well, don't let that dream go of, you know, being the interviewer guy at these events like you were talking about. Like,
I could totally see
that, man. I believe in you.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. When you said that, I was like, I totally see Qofy on the Met Gala carpet interviewing people. I could totally see you doing that.
That would be awesome.
Don't let that dream go, man. Keep focusing on that.
Changing.
You'll keep getting ideas how to make it a reality more and more and more.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like when I first started this, I was watching the Joe Rogan Experience a lot at the time, watching different podcasts. That was the primary one I was watching. And this was like 2015. And I was just like, I would love to do that. And I've always been a gamer as well. And he had Demetrius Johnson, the UFC champion, on at the time. And he's like, oh, I'm doing this thing recently, Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch, connecting with people. And I'm like, that's it. Like, I can blend all of this together. And over the years, we have done, I've been on other people's channels. That's like a popular thing on Twitch as well, like bringing different people on. And we would get on Discord. We would get on Discord. There'd be like 5 or 6 of us all just having these chats and stuff, kind of similar to Fam Chat. And so I've done that. I started up a podcast on my own at one point, but it really didn't go anywhere because we just hadn't gotten any traction yet. And and lining up people too, like just that little doubt in the back of my head. I'm like, okay, I had 5 people in a row cancel on me, and I'm just gonna give this up. So I just gave up. My buddy from Liverpool was one of the guests, which I really appreciated. I got 4 episodes in, and I'm just like, okay, I've gotten 4 episodes in, but I had 20 people lined up, and man, it was just, I had 20 people lined up. I only ended up doing 4. Did you reach out to
all of them?
Oh yeah, responded? Yeah. I mean, it was all people that I knew from the Twitch community, and I see. I went into somebody's stream. One of the people, I asked both of them, and they were sitting there playing a game together. They saw me in chat, and I didn't even know this guy had a problem with me, but he was like, hey, Kanye, do you want to come on my podcast? And just like kind of mocking me. And he wasn't doing it. Like, he saw me in chat, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of how people are feeling about it. But it was one person who felt that way about it.
Yeah.
And I should have, even my friend from Liverpool, he mentioned this to me about a year later. He was like, I hated that he did that, dude, because it
is
stunted your
disrespectful,
growth
man.
as a person.
Yeah.
And he's like, it made you not believe in yourself anymore. And those podcasts you were doing, he's like, they were freaking amazing, dude, and you should have never stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you're
shouldn't have
right.
stopped.
Like, I shouldn't have stopped, but I kind of, everything happens for a reason. You know, I do believe in that. And, you know, we've went down this road and this road, and we've got this piece of equipment, and now we're here now talking with you. So I'm completely content with where we're at now on our journey. And, you know,
well done.
Yeah.
Well done, man. I hate to say this. I'm proud of you, but I hate to say it. How do
I take back what I said
it's
too,
like,
dude. You know,
I'm proud of you.
It hurts. It hurts.
It burns.
Ouch.
It burns.
Oh man,
It burns.
Oh no, come on now.
Nah, well done, dude. Well done. That is definitely people are bullies, man, and it's something that I realized doing content is people are and it's because of cameras and keyboards and screens. It made us realize, because back in the day, in the medieval times, we thought bullies were just big and strong people, right? And then we realized with the, you know, evolution of technology, we realized that no, like, it's not just big and strong people. It's like, you know, everyone can be a bully. Like, anybody can be a bully. And my cure for anti-bullying on my channel is I am the biggest bully on the channel. I'm not Jesus. I am the bully. So it's like, if you come to the channel to bully me, it's like, that's the best you could do.
Be
like,
prepared. He's gonna.
That's the best. There was a time where this guy came on my live stream and started spewing racist comments. Oh no. And I stopped the stream, and I was like, okay, I'm giving you 2 minutes. Give me your best racist comment, like the biggest one that's gonna make me lock myself in the room and cry for 7 days. Like do that. And the person was just quiet. I was like, wait, I just gave you the platform to do it. Like, I'm giving you 30 seconds now. Speak. Give me something, or I'm gonna block you off on my channel forever. And he was quiet. I'm like, so you're a coward?
Yeah.
And then I roasted him for the next 15 minutes. Yeah, and then I continue with the stream.
Oh my goodness.
Well, anyway,
that's how I stand up for myself. You know, I'm against bullying, but I will activate it if I need to. Like, I am very protective of myself, and I'm protective of my channel. I'm protective of my community, and especially when people start fighting and they are going against my community and all of that. Sheesh. I will not remove you from I will not remove your comment. You will remove your comment. Like, you will remove the comment. Like, it's happened so many times that people just stop responding to my, because they comment and then I respond to them, and then they comment and then I respond to them, and they think they got me, but they don't realize that I'm just raising the engagement on the video. So according to YouTube, they think the video is doing well because there's so many comments. That's what I'm doing. I'm just raising engagement.
Oh,
so
they
think that I'm arguing with them. To me, I'm just raising engagement on my video.
Boosting my channel. Genius.
It's hilarious, man.
I'm just engaging. So a lot of creators is like, oh no, I'm gonna stay away from negative comments. No, engage. I am engaging it. I'm engaging in it, bro. It's fun because it doesn't mean anything to you, but you just know that there's this random guy who nobody cares about. You know, just like everyone else, really. People don't care about each other, but it's like, this person who probably has a miserable life like everyone in the UK, just is behind this keyboard and just chatting crap at this person who has clearly built a platform for himself or herself, right? And it's like, well, I've done this and you haven't done anything. It's like, oh, because I have a real life to live. It's like, great, but nobody cares about that. See, people care about mine. See, that's where it becomes the, you know, me being the Lord of the King of Kings of the bullying department.
Something about pettiness.
For sure,
something about pettiness is going into the title of this one.
That's the thing. It's like it's just standing up for myself, but then doing it in a very skillful, petty way that makes me happy too. Like I have to be happy too. You know, that's why I entertain myself. I use them as entertainment, and I love it. but they don't like it. They just stop commenting. I don't know why they stop commenting.
I'm sure you don't know why. I'm sure you don't.
But I never delete comments. I just leave it there. Just let it. I want people to see it, and I want people to engage in 5 years' time. And in 5 years' time, I will go and engage again. And YouTube will think, oh, people are watching this video again.
It's hilarious.
So pretty.
Dude, this is why I'm glad that you came on and give people a different perspective on things.
Yeah.
Because it's not just one solution to things, you know.
No.
We're all so different. We're all running different communities and
sometimes you have to embrace the dark a bit. Sometimes that's just me, but that's me. It only works for me. Again, this is not life advice. Please don't take anything from me and apply it to yourself. This is something that only works for me. For
life
some reason.
Advice from King Qofy.
That's I love it. I love it.
King Qofy.
With a Q though.
With the Q.
Yeah.
King so you Qofy. Don't get copyright struck from Dennis.
Exactly. No copyright strikes from him.
Oh man. This was a great time, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Chatting
I have
with
a question for you guys, though. How did you start the whole thing?
Like from the very beginning?
Yeah, from the very beginning. Was it from you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I started out Regeneration Nation as a blog. My idea was to write blogs to kind of like hit that mark that I set out for myself. And like I said, I was watching.
What were you going to write about? Games?
No, actually gaming was going to be nothing to do with it. It was going to just be about my story. I still have this great aspiration to write like a biography, but in science fiction form, because I don't really feel comfortable just writing just like a biography about myself. So I like science fiction a lot. You're gonna write a story about yourself, and then the aliens appear, kind of. Exactly, dude. Well, exactly. And then there was the alien. And then the Justice League jumped in. One of the greatest things that helps me is when I'm listening to a song, I'm watching a movie or a TV show, and I see the writer telling some part of their real life story and trying to like give a lesson. And I'm like, okay, like I can even through gaming, there will be certain dialogue in gaming that I'm like this started out as somebody's life experience, and they twisted it and transformed it to where you still get the lesson there, but it's in like a funner way to receive it. So that was my intention, was to write a blog, was to like kind of tell my life story, all the trials and tribulations I had been through. I never believed I would make it through all of that to who I am now, and having like love for myself. I was at like really low points in my life, and I just did not believe in myself at all, man. And there's a lot of things that go into that. I might have to get into that deeper in a podcast, but I wanted to go back and help those people that were they hadn't made it out yet. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to write this blog, and I'm at work one day and I'm listening to podcasts in my ear. And the dude, Demetrius Johnson, came on. And I hope to have him on, man, because he's still making content, and I've been a follower of his for years. And he still does like a gaming channel. He does like reaction content now, and I followed him for years. And so he was on Joe Rogan. He was like, I'm doing this Twitch thing, and I was like, that's it. I can blend all of this together. Blogs are not going to blow up like a video will. Yeah. And so I can connect with people in real time, talk about these things, hit that mark that I'm setting for myself in a different way. And it turned into a long time just getting addicted to different video games and just playing them. And come to find out, that was still resonating with people. Yeah. It was still resonating with people, and I didn't even really know it was. And so, it kind of just transformed into that, and wanting to do interviews with people, things like this. But this music reaction thing, man, I never grew up around music like that. I didn't let the music inside. I didn't grow up around a lot of positive music either. I grew up listening to gangster rap and no way. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like, okay. Just really, so you can spit a few bars. You can spit a few bars over here. Obviously, you can beep out the negative stuff, but you can spit a few bars over here. You won't like my bars, dude. You won't like my bars. Man, let's go for it. Let's make for a good show. Let's make for a good show. Hey, let's say you spit. I think if I got in a group of friends that were into music and stuff like that, I could definitely. I don't know. I'm always just coming up with stuff that has a cool message to it and stuff like that now. But that's great, man.
That is awesome. And Jess, what made you? I know you came back from work and then you decided, and you weren't able to go to work, and then you decided to play PC games, and then now now you're here. Okay, but
I
really,
literally
why did
just
you
took he
decide
just
to?
took my handcuffs off of me, so I was free to do this interview. It's just he's been making me
Oh
do it this whole
wow!
time, so I just kind of been
Oh
forced
damn!
to do it. Well,
Yeesh.
we
Well,
when we
this is
talked
where the
about
That's
this
the
in
end
the
of
other
it.
the other podcast of when we did start this, and the decision that we made was for him to quit his job. Every job that he has had, it hasn't been the job for him. It hasn't been what he's supposed to be doing. We were making the money that we needed to be making. We were secure, but he was coming home miserable. So it's kind of like, I can take on that weight. I like my job. I can work, and you can stay home, and we can start getting these
Wow.
things figured out. So it
Well,
kind of
it goes hand in hand with me being the homeschool.
yeah. So you can do
teacher
the
here.
homeschooling, and then you can also have that time to figure out where this is going, where this can
That
go.
is amazing.
So we made that decision, and then
It was lonely. It was lonely for me.
yeah,
I
I was gonna
begged
say it
her,
started
and I
it
was like,
started getting into like where it
dude.
was more fun and more interactive when it was the two of us together. So he started putting these little bugs in my ear, like, hey, we could do this for the long term, and we could hang out together all the time, and then be able to have time with the family as well. So why wouldn't we want to do something together? And he still has to drag me with my feet kicking sometimes, still to this day,
Oh
because
my
it's not
God.
something that I'm used to. I don't have that content creator mindset like he does. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
he has to like snap me awake a little bit. But these times since we started in August, like we were starting in August and we haven't stopped since. I mean, aside from having the baby, but have been the most fun times ever. And seeing myself on camera, I'm seeing this difference, and there's a change in me to get out there and be a little bit more extroverted than I was. Like I said in the other podcast, like I'm a bartender. I do that on the regular. Like I talk to people all the time. It's not a problem for me. I feel like I am in the spotlight for a little bit, but this one's just kind of different. I feel like it opens you up in different ways, and music has been a huge part of my life. So why not do it through music and be able to hang out with, my other half and bounce off of each other. And I appreciate that we have that time together, because it's like we don't get a lot of adult time. And so when we can talk together and actually have a conversation that doesn't involve did you change her diaper, or did she need to be fed, or you know what I mean, did you talk to the boys today about something, when it's not have to do with discipline or being a parent, and we can just have conversations about something that is an adult conversation. It's nice. So
I realized how much it was like, our whole thing is to try to change people's perspectives. And it started out just like, hey, if you're a negative person, you can come out of that. Then it changed to like, hey, I can change people's perspectives on parenting. I can change people's perspectives on relationships, what they're supposed to look like. My parents had a terrible relationship growing up, and I realized the connection that we had. And I'm like, man, if we could put a camera on that and capture that, that's going to be life-changing for some people.
For someone,
I'm not trying to rub it in their face that like, I've got a better relationship than you. I'm trying to like show them that like, hey, if you find some common interests, and you might not have them to start out with, she was never into gaming, but she stepped out of her boundary with that. I stepped out of mine with like watching certain TV shows with her. And you have to have common interests for a relationship to work, I've learned. And showing people that new perspective that like, hey, if you're not really having a great relationship with your spouse, like find something fun to do together,
That is pretty cool.
You have to have something to talk about other than just, hey, has her diaper been changed?
Yeah,
like,
the regular mundane things. Like you have to have that it brings that spark out in you, because as a mom and a wife, you kind of lose your identity a little bit. And I feel like I've struggled with that. You've struggled with that as a husband and a father. You kind of become that instead of remembering who you are, remembering what you do like. So when you sit there and you have nothing to do, you just like, what do I do with myself? Like I don't know who I am anymore. So it's kind of like it's beneficial for you to find that and to have those interests in common and open yourself up to something new. Like us opening ourselves up to some new music has been the craziest experience ever.
Life-changing for me.
Yeah.
Trust me. I know it was about to end, but you guys have brought up a point that I wanted to ask, because I forgot about that. Is what was your biggest music genre that was way out of your reach, that you would never listen to it if you didn't start music reaction channels?
Man, it's one that we haven't reacted to in a long time because the video's getting blocked. We want to get back into it, but when we first, for me, we have Indian neighbors. They're originally from Sri Lanka, and the younger daughters over there, it's a whole family. It's 3 generations that live in that house, and the children were like, hey, we have a music reaction channel. Their dad was like, yeah, they make money from it. They even make money from it. And he's all excited. He's like, I don't have to give him allowance. Like, he's like, they even make money from it. And they're like, we could give you some songs to react to. And man, they turned us on to some music and the movie Triple R. I don't know if you've seen RRR. Dude, you have to. It's my favorite movie.
It is so good.
These different cultures that you get into, and they're just like, man, yeah, it's just RRR, 3 R's.
Yeah,
is the name of the movie.
It's so good. It literally has everything you want in a movie.
Favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, it's so good. Wow.
It's like oh man.
I grew up watching Bollywood.
Okay, you would love it.
Then you'll love it.
I grew up watching that.
You would love it then.
All right, I'm watching that tonight.
Oh, dude, watch it. Let me know. Please message me, because I've asked so many people to watch it, and they're like, it's 3 hours. Like
it's worth it though. You don't even notice that it's 3 hours. To be honest with you, it's so good the whole time.
That was the first time that I stepped out. I think that was the most impactful because it was right at the beginning. I had to step out of my comfort zone. And do this new thing. And man, it was just so.
And then you were.
That music is so fun.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
Yeah, they sing like every 5 minutes. Like every 5 minutes, it's like music, bro. Yeah, but Bollywood movies are usually that long. Like it's 3 hours and 30 minutes. Like I'm used to that.
Yeah,
I grew up. We used to run from church to come home and watch Bollywood movies. Like it was.
That's so cool.
They showed it.
Awesome.
They showed it every Saturday. They showed it. This is in Ghana. By the way. And they showed it every Saturday. And oh man, you see people running like adults, like running home to watch Bollywood. That is the funniest thing ever. But it was so good. I get it
because especially like in places to where you might not have a lot to look forward to, they're so fun, man. Like I've watched that 3-hour movie probably 20 times.
Oh gosh, yeah,
now,
it's so
because
good.
I just can't watch it and not be in a good mood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I have early on editing. I would just have it up watching it while I'm editing videos, just doing whatever. I've watched it so many times.
All right. Okay.
What about you?
Dimash, definitely. Dimash changed so much because we went into the whole Lara Fabian, and I feel like with Celine Dion, I would definitely listen to Lara all the time. I would probably, if I hadn't found her, obviously, but I would listen to her on my own. I probably would have found her. But Dimash was such a different experience. Like I've never listened to somebody with so much range. Kazakhstan, I didn't even know that existed in the world, to be honest with you. I'm not very geographically cultured. I don't know if that's the word, but if you point out the world map and you said, where is this place, I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. And I'm so I don't want to say closed-minded, because I've never been closed-minded to learning things. I just never opened a book and did it myself. So for us to not only find him, but the community behind him was just beautiful as well. But yeah, that was life-changing for me, just to see somebody with that kind of talent, and also that magnitude of reach that he has. Like he has a beautiful, wonderful heart, and he uses his platform for the good. And I would have never found him without music reaction. So I think that's one of the life-changing ones for me.
I remember when my first reaction to Dimash was because I grew up singing, right? And I was someone who I really enjoyed singing tenors and singing high tenors and, all of that. So I was very, very, it was fun singing higher ranges and all of that. So I would listen to songs as a kid, and I would just imagine someone doing these things, someone doing these crazy things, but I wouldn't be able to do them because obviously it's like impossible. Like, and then I hear Dimash, and he's doing the thing that I imagined as a kid. And I'm like, this guy does this. So my whole reaction was just a shock to my childhood system. Like it was a whole, like, wait, like I could see my childhood self, and I was just like, you see this? Like this is what we imagined things to be, and they're doing it. He's doing it. Like
that's so crazy.
That's like it's like celestial. That's out of this world. It's amazing.
It is out of this world.
Dimash blew my head. Like,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Nah, definitely one of the best things that I discovered.
Yeah.
That, and I always loved acapella, so acapella was always my thing. So I would always discover Humphrey, pentatonics. You guys know pentatonics.
Yeah.
Voice play. I would always discover them. But definitely Dimash, and just the whole K-pop line. Just K-pop line.
We haven't really dug into K-pop yet. That's been the hardest part for us because we're so limited. It's like we have.
Yes.
At first, I mean, we were racking. We have over 1,000. We have this Discord that we use just to keep track of song requests. And I looked and I'm like, it's over 1,000 with over 100 artists. And I'm like,
song requests.
We had to leave that Discord behind because it was just too stressful to look at.
It's very
now we just kind of go week by week, and
song requests it's ridiculous. Like,
it's really hard.
I remember when I started, I did have I had a sheet of requests. So because I didn't have a lot of requests, so I would have people write, comment, and I would write them down. I would just, okay, all right, this person, and I would do them. And then after 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, it was becoming like, whoa. And I started writing it on Notepad. I write it on Word document. Okay, we're gonna do this Word document over here. And then now it's literally impossible. Like someone will request something for me to do, and I'm like, okay, I'll check it out one day. If it's not in demand, recent, and like Putri Ariani, if it's not that and it's like in demand currently right now, it's gonna be very difficult for me to get to that because there's so much. It's limitless.
That's so true.
But it's amazing because there's one time where this person, Diana Ankudinova, she's she's an artist, a beautiful, very, very, very amazing artist.
Yeah.
And I got to her from one random comment that kept commenting on every video that I had. Like every video, oh, check out this project, like 10 videos. I'm like, oh my God, okay, let me just check out. So I did it, and it was like, what? amazing.
Yeah.
And
she's definitely mind-blowing.
That was mind-boggling. Our first Diana, Can't Help Falling in Love, and I'm like, it almost is off-putting at first because your brain's not used to hearing that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like it's being sang in a negative. Like Can't Help Falling in Love is a very beautiful, cute song, but she's singing it kind of like the Wicked Witch of the West kind of vibe. Whoa.
And we had a lot of people commenting when people first were leaving that request. Other people were like, please don't do this. It gives me bad vibes. I'm a fan of your channel, but if you do this, I might have to unsubscribe. And I'm like, we've gotten the request so many times. And then people commenting on that video like, she's satanic or something. I'm like, dude, like,
no.
I very quickly learned to appreciate it.
Yeah. That sounds very American.
Yeah.
That's an American thing. You see how UK, like, we're miserable and we're sarcastic as hell. That is the American thing. That's satanic. That's very American. That's very American. That's very American, man. Everything is satanic. Everything is God. It's satanic. Everything is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're right. You're not wrong.
You're not wrong for sure.
It's a very American thing to do. Oh man. This was fun.
She's a sweet lady. I like Diana, so
yeah,
she is awesome.
It was a lot of fun, man.
I went into a rabbit hole. I followed her, listened to almost everything that she had. She was amazing. She is amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's amazing. So what goals do you guys have?
Oh man,
in like the immediate future and distant future.
Community building is top of the list. Get that community vibe. I think getting back to live streaming content
definitely
is big in community building. It's like the thing to do to build community. Definitely.
I just want people to have a place, like I want them to feel,
because there's no other way to interact with them right there.
Which is so crazy that we don't, because that's where we started. That's where our roots come from with content creation, is live streaming. So when we do get back to it, you better watch out, man, because we're pretty good at it. Okay, you might not want to go live when we're live. Okay, I'm just saying.
That's what he says. All right.
You're like, what's going on with my what's going on with my live stream?
Qofy said, lately? Challenge accepted. Let's do this.
No wonder why you're at one viewer and you're gonna look over and you're gonna see we're live, and it's like, wow.
Since you said that,
challenge accepted.
I'm gonna be streaming twice now.
I'm a good friend. I used to look at my friends' stream schedule and I'm like, well, I can't stream when they stream because I'm probably going to ruin their stream.
Oh, that's the thing.
Pull all their viewers.
There was a little bit of that when the fam chat was formed and we were streaming. And sometimes I would stream and Jacob will be streaming or Lyle will be streaming. A lot of the time it would be Jacob or Lyle that's streaming. And what I found really funny was I was the one that would stream the longest. So Jacob would finish streaming and then come to my live stream and say hi. And then Lyle will finish streaming and then come to my live stream and also say, like, everyone would come to my live stream because I would be the one that's like, after they're all done, I'm just going for like 6-7 hours. I'm still going, you know. And sometimes I will move to Twitch. And when I move to Twitch, Lyle will bring his audience to raid my stream. So I would have like 2 audiences. I would have my audience and then Lyle's audience in there. And I'm just like, wait, whoa, you guys are watching me now. I don't know what to do to entertain you guys. And you guys please go, because I was doing my thing. I was doing my thing until you came, and then now you put me in the spot.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do.
It's too funny. Twitch has so many good features for live streaming and building like communities off of other people's communities, and like it just feels like one big community.
It's pretty
in that
awesome.
way.
I wish YouTube had that feature. That would be
do
so
too.
cool.
Yeah,
that would be so cool to raid people's. Oh man, and then take all their super chats. Oh, that would be so awesome.
Take all their super chats.
That would be awesome, man. Yeah,
it was the funnest part about ending your live stream was raiding up one of your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I think that's usually how he did it. I had never seen anyone else do it. Yeah. So that was my experience on Twitch. It's still new. Twitch is like an alternative space for me. Yeah. With my live streams. And that's where I go there. Not a lot of people follow me on there. So I do my normal live streams on YouTube. I go on Twitch, and then that's where I rant. I just rant and just talk about stuff, and people get entertained. It's not a lot of people, but we play the music that we want to play without YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or hanging around my back all the time. And but yeah, Twitch is, I think, a little bit less strict when it comes to.
Yeah, they definitely are. They definitely are.
Yeah, you can definitely get away
so
with
it's
a
very,
lot more.
very fun. Very fun going on Twitch, and people just have their wine and then just chill and say whatever ridiculous stuff they want to say in the chat, and I just allow them be themselves. It's like, wow, that's in your mind. That's amazing.
Lot over YouTube still. I wish I would. They just recently added on YouTube the little feature where you can react, and I'm like, this is the last thing we needed. Okay, this is the last thing that I needed on this platform as far as a live stream viewer. As a live stream viewer, I just prefer Twitch. Even if somebody's talking in chat and I'm like, I vibe with this person, you can click on their name and it shows you their channel. You can follow them. You can go on YouTube. You click on someone's name. It's just report or block. And I'm like, that is not cohesive for building a good community. Mm-hmm. I met some of my best friends on Twitch by vibing with them in somebody else's chat. I would click on their name. I would see that they're a streamer as well. They create content as well. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, I'm going to follow you. Now I'm in your stream later that day. And I've built so many friendships like that. And I don't think that YouTube's caught on to that part of it yet.
No. I don't think YouTube has really deep in the live streaming business yet. Like, they're still kind of like, they've given us a very generic experience on live streams. Yeah. It's like, okay, cool. Okay, you can go there. You can talk to people. You can earn. You can do whatever you want to do. But then Twitch is like very detailed. It's like, okay, cool, you can not only do that, but then you can do these things, and then you can have alert. Mm-hmm. Like, very like crazy intricate things.
Yeah, and they even added animated emotes. Animated emotes are awesome for music streams. I mean, you have the music starts to really pop off. People are spamming the animated emotes, and it just adds to the whole feel of it.
That's awesome, man. You guys should get back to it, because I do.
I do. I mean, these longer form, we kept saying that, like, we can't do long form content, but I mean,
we've been in here for a while, so.
Yeah, I've tricked all of you guys. Everybody that I lined up, I told them it was going to be, 20, 30 minutes. It's totally a lie.
I don't know how long it's been now.
It has been an hour and 56 minutes since I hit record.
What?
Oh my God.
So.
How did that happen?
Wow.
I don't know.
How did that happen? People are not gonna watch this. It's 2 hours. No. They're gonna see it. It's like 2 hours from now. Who is this guy?
No.
I don't
Might have to cut it up into 3 parts.
Oh, fancy, like a podcast.
3-part podcast.
Yeah.
No, nobody does that.
Yeah, I also have an idea to start a podcast myself. But I need to think. Man, there's so many things, and that's the thing. Is like there's so many things that you want to do. and then you're like, I need to do this. And you just when you are thinking of, okay, how would I do that? But it's like, oh yeah, but we need to do this too. That would be so cool if we did this. And it's like, oh, and then you're dead. And they didn't do any of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that I found you guys, because on Twitch, I was used to having other people that I could bounce ideas off. I've made alerts, overlays for all of my friends, dude, on there, like Twitch emotes, and like if you ever need any help with any of that kind of stuff,
I need Twitch emotes, man. I don't know how to do that stuff.
Well, I will help you out, man.
I don't know how to do that stuff.
We can hop in a call or something later, and
that would be awesome.
Send me some info of what you're looking for, and you know, I can help you out. The animated ones.
Yeah, he likes
those are really cool.
Yeah, man. I'm open. Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm open, man. I'm open. We'll talk. Have you got any videos lined up tonight or today?
Nope.
For you guys?
It's been a rough week for us.
Yeah.
Our son, he's new to braces. We had to take him in. Our other son had another appointment the next day. So Monday, Tuesday, we're filled up with appointments. That's why, like, we were going to do this on Tuesday. I told you I really couldn't. And it's been a stressful week. My nephew is going in for he went in this morning for open heart surgery. So it's like,
oh my God.
I've been wanting to stay available for my brother. It's just been a bit of a stressful week. So
sorry about that.
Yeah, he's only 3 years old.
Yeah,
having
he's
that.
so little.
And so
yeah.
it's just been a little bit of a...
Is it ongoing, or they're about to start?
It happened this morning at 6 a.m. and everything.
Oh, so he's
resting up from it and everything now. So
yeah,
he came out okay from it. So
that was good news for sure.
Yeah.
So Thursday's a big day for us to do recordings, though. So we're gonna get a lot done tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, get all of that stuff done. I saw that there was a number of SB19 videos, and Roland Abante had a whole history. So I recorded them immediately, because then I just want to relax. And my shift works in a very weird shift with work. So I always have to manage. I always have to make sure that I have time to record. And I hate it when every time I finish recording, and then just when I'm walking off, it's like, oh, this person just released a video. You're like, oh.
That might be the thumbnail I use. That look right there on your face is going to be in the thumbnail.
Like, oh, God, why? It's like they were targeting me, like, okay, now. It's like,
that's hilarious.
He walked in, go.
That's hilarious.
Really? Oh, man. So then I have to come back, because obviously I am hungry.
Yeah.
And I record it, and then I'm here 90,000 subscribers later. That's how I did it.
Congrats, man.
Yeah,
Congrats.
that's beautiful.
You've done a great
love
thing.
That.
Not only with reaching that number, but your community vibe and your stream as well. Just like Lyle's, you guys have awesome people in there.
Yeah.
It feels like a family, you know, that's what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that that's the mark that you want to be hitting as a live streamer, as a content creator. You want to feel like you have this
community around
you,
this
family feel to it, and you're doing a great job at that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. That means a lot that you guys say that, because
I'm still gonna dislike your video.
So. Say that. I know. I don't care.
He builds you up, bring it back down.
You know, I don't know if you guys have experienced this. It's one of the crazy things where you experience, where it's like you do a video, it does really well, it gets like 1,000 likes, not even 1,000 views, 1,000 likes, and then there's like one dislike.
Oh man,
you're like, I know who it is. Like, I know who that is.
Now you're gonna have 2 dislikes, okay?
I just know. It's like, you know that this person like just don't like. They just don't like you.
And they want you to know so bad.
There's a dislike.
Oh man, that's too funny. This was awesome, Qofy.
This Thank you so much for taking the time to just sit with us and talk to us. And
you're welcome.
I really felt like we were just like meeting for coffee or something, like
cup of
just
Qofy.
chilling. Yeah, a cup of Qofy.
What? That's my podcast name, by the way.
It's the
name. Love it. Yeah. That is awesome. That is
stealing so cool. It's gonna be the name of this episode, okay? So then when you do start the podcast, I'm gonna be like, look, he ripped me off.
Have you ever had a video blocked for copyright? All right, okay. You know how that feels?
It's about to happen, he said. You know how that feels? All my contacts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're gonna get copyright blocked. You can't do anything with it.
That is so
Okay,
cool.
okay, I
Don't
take
you
it back
love
what I
how
said.
ideas come together though randomly? That was so perfect. I think you should use that as your.
I
That
didn't
is a
come up with
beautiful podcast
What's that?
name.
I didn't come up with that. They mentioned it in fam chat.
Oh, you have?
Qofy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cup of Qofy is awesome.
Lyle came up with it.
I
Lyle
love
came up with
it. Good job, Lyle. That's a perfect
and
name.
I
I think
stole
that's
it.
wonderful.
Like a cup of coffee, man. Yeah, that's a good.
That's a
great.
really good one. I like that a lot.
I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
He's going to change
It'll
it
be
to
cool.
King Qofy, right?
Yeah, King
King
Qofy with a Q.
But, copyright, I'll claim that too, so that nobody else can do it.
Right.
Oh man.
All right, brother. Well, it was good talking with you, dude. I really
really was.
appreciate it.
It was nice
It
to
was.
meet you in person, or at least in face to face.
Likewise.
Anyway.
If anybody made it this far in the video,
now I see why the
Wow.
channel is so successful. Jess, now I
yeah,
see why.
you see it.
I
She was really
understand.
excited. She was like, "I can't wait to talk with Qofy. He seems like
I
such a
understand.
positive person, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be so fun."
Well, it's not all positive, is it?
No, you were everything that I expected and more, which is perfect, and I loved it.
Oh man,
Mike, bro, it was nice. Thank you, Mike, for asking me. For
Dude,
inviting
thank
me as
you.
well. I had a good time.
I had to have Dennis on first. He was the first guy to respond to me, introduce
Yeah.
me to you all. You were
Yeah.
the one who was like, "Hey, I'm gonna stick my neck out there, put you in the fam chat.
Open that door, yeah.
I owe you guys a lot." So
Man, look, it's a community,
So
man.
nice. It's so nice. I
It's
love
good.
it.
Love it.
yeah, I like to pretend like I don't like you, man. But
Use this
I
as a
got,
thumbnail. Don't use that. Don't use that face. Use this one. Use this one. As a,
We'll all
I
do it.
suck
We'll all
at
do it.
making- I
Ready?
just make like
You
circles
gotta
every
make a
time.
heart. Okay, you gotta make it like
Yeah,
this.
it's like you
know
have
I
to
can't.
pull. You have to pull
Bend
this.
your
You have to
fingers
pull this
down a little bit more. You're making a
have to pull this
circle.
down.
What are you doing? Putting it
There
over
you
your
go,
face?
you got
Pull this
it.
down.
Put it on
Pull
your
this down and
face.
do that.
I'm trying. My fingers, they're hurting.
Yeah, fingers hating
Here,
on
do
you
it
as well.
inside of my hands. How
Oh,
about that?
God.
Let's do a competition.
Okay, it's over. All right,
man.
y'all. See you on the next one.
Yes.
See you on the next one. See you
Bye.
on the next one.
Later,
man.
Qofy.
Good luck, guys.
Bye,
Thank you
Qofy.
very much. Bye.